Hello, I'm here to do a tarot take 10 beautiful decks to Christine Roselle, and I just watched her video and it was so lovely, and I thought of all the decks while I was watching her video. And so I wrote down the prompts and I'm going to show you my decks. The first, for beauty and design, I picked the Spirit Keepers Tarot. And I picked this one because every detail is designed so thoughtfully in this deck. Look at the inside of the box. And there's even a group that you were in on this second printing of the Revelation edition. And I'm in the Philosophers group. And so you can connect with people in that group if you want. And I think this deck is just designed so well and so thoughtfully. It's got this really nice gold gilding edge all over, and it's a nice edge. And then the colors are so bright in this edition. And it's still, the cardstock is just beautiful. And now that I've used this a bit, it's not sticky anymore, and it shuffles so well. And it's just every single detail of this deck is just designed with so much thoughtfulness. And I just really love this deck. It is a deck that you have to spend some time learning it. I mean, you could just pick it up and start using it. And I've done totally mundane readings with this, and it's read great. And I think last year or the year before, I did all my Sunday readings with it. And I got up every morning and studied it a little bit. And I still don't know everything. So it is just a very thoughtful, beautiful design in the Spirit Keepers deck by Benabel Wynn. And this is the second edition, Revelation edition. And here's the book. Even the book is designed to match the deck. And just so beautiful. And just so thoughtfully done, as everything she does. But it's really, really cool. So that was my choice for beautiful in design. Next prompt is beautiful color palette. And for that I picked, I can't speak Spanish, I only had 1 year of it, Tarot de El Dios de las Tres. So sorry about my pronunciation there. I took a lot more French than I took Spanish. So I love the colors in this deck, and I think they're unique, and I love how things are laid out, and I love the size of this deck too. But it's a Fournier deck, so it is mass market, easy to get, and it is, the colors are just so fun and used so well. And there's a lot of decks I have that are really cool color-wise, but this one is easy to get at mass market, and I like having at least a couple mass market decks in my choices if I can. And this one is just a delight to use. And I think it's so fun. I mean, it's fun because of the art, but it's also fun because of the color. So it's fun to do readings with this. And people enjoy it. I enjoy it. And I enjoy the colors in it. So that is, and I love the backs. So it's cool. So that is the Tarot de El Dios de las Tres. All right, next prompt is beautiful in connection. And this is a deck that this prompt is about having insights into things. And for that, I picked the Tarot of Delphi. I think I put this back in order. And I love this deck. And when I got this deck, I didn't have any other decks that had associations with art and that had used art in this way. And this deck is really neat in that even if you don't see the connection right away in the art, it tells about what the painting's about in the booklet. And so the paintings are associated with the meaning in an amazing way. And it's got a lot of meaning. And it's just really, really well done. And I think, I don't know that much about Jane Hildegard Hinkle, but I am super impressed with her decks. And I know there is a lot of decks nowadays that have the old art pieces in them and that have been used in tarot. This was kind of the first of its kind. And just incredibly done. And I've had it for a long time, but I still love it. I try and use it every single January. And I did use it quite a bit this January. Last year I did not use it as much. But this year I had really missed it, and so I used it quite a bit. And I did take it to Hawaii with me when I was gone. I also just think it's beautiful. And I like the borders on this deck. So that is the Tarot of Delphi. My deck for beauty and connection. And the next prompt is beauty in association. And for that deck, I picked the Tarot of Prague. And the reason that I picked this one was because the scenes are of places in Prague, many of them places where I've been. And I can't remember, maybe I had been to Prague once when I got this deck. But now it makes me want to go back to Prague even more, Praha. And I think it's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to in my life. I just am, when I'm there, I'm just stunned at the beauty. And I just think it's such a cool city. And it has gotten more and more crowded over the years. Or the downtown part, you can still go to the different districts and really have a fun time. It's not as crowded out there. But I love the way that they took places that exist in Praha and then brought them into the art and then collaged things onto the art. But there is a blog where they tell where each, and some of them you recognize, of course, if you go there. But it's just really fun. And it has really fun associations for me. It is a city that I adore. And Baba Studios decks are really good at association. This isn't the only one. The Gothic tarot is associated with the tarot of the Church of Bones. So that is Tarot of Prague. It is available on pre-order right now. So if you want it, this might be the last time you can get it. So it's on their website, Baba Studios. Okay, next prompt is Beautiful in Wonder and Awe. And for that one, I picked another Jane Hildegard deck, Hildegard Hinkle deck. I picked the Majestic Earth because I can't think of a better deck that represents that wonder and awe. When I got this deck, I just was blown away by its sense of wonder and awe. And I love the way it reads too. It reads really well. So it's got the earth, fire, water and air cards that are included in all the decks. But I love the way the scenes are so vast. And there's people in most of them, but the scenery is so larger than life. And it just creates this sense of awe and wonder. It's just spectacular. And the paintings that were chosen are so meaningful and go so well with what the meaning of the tarot is. This is one of my favorite sun cards. I love it. And I think this deck has my favorite, or definitely one of my favorite world cards too. And I just want to go into these paintings. They're so beautiful. And things were done with so much care. But it's just like, look in the boat, but look how the scenery is just so huge. I just think it's amazing. That's so cool. The world. That's one of my very favorite world cards. And I love how like there's a face here in the clouds above the water. Just anyway, and the cardstock's amazing. It's just beautiful. This is just such a beautiful deck. And it is out of print, unfortunately. But who knows if this will come back. There are some really beautiful photographic nature decks. But this is special. And I do adore it. So that is my beauty and wonder and awe, feeling of something bigger than everyday life. Majestic Earth Tarot. Beauty in rhythm. And for that, I picked the Lucid Minds Tarot. This was a Kickstarter I backed. I was so excited for this deck. It's got such a sense of rhythm and movement in this deck. The box it's a little hard to get things out of the box. So you can just feel things moving in this deck. And it's neat in that you can scan the back and then you can see things actually moving. But you get a sense of that without even scanning it. And it's just so amazing. And the way things were done, it's just really cool in this deck. Love that Wheel of Fortune. And the colors are very vibrant. And this is just a very unique deck. Very enjoyable. And they have a Kickstarter right now going on for an oracle they're doing. It's just pretty neat. If you look at the Kickstarter page, it shows the movement of everything. It was a very unique idea, and I love it when tarot goes outside of the box and just does new things. And this deck did that. I think it's really beautiful. I'm really happy with this. All right. Next one, I will show you Beautiful in Artfulness. So my art deck, you can probably guess what I'm going to pick for this, but for my art deck, Beauty in my art deck, I'm going to pick the Invisible Light Tarot because I think this is such an amazing photographic deck, and I love the way things are double exposed and just it's such an art deck. It's just gorgeous. So my vibe. It's just so cool. And I love a lot of pictures are on the ocean or the water. it was made in California. It totally looks like a California deck. I just like its style. It's got such a cool style to it. And I love the eye of it's by Brandy Eve Allen. And it's just such cool perspectives on the deck. It's just really unique. She is redesigning this a little bit, and my understanding is she's going to do a new version of this either this year or next year, I think. This deck has a lot of movement, a sense of movement in it too. This is one of my favorite decks. I love it. All right, stop showing it. I show this deck too much, I think. All right, next prompt. All right, so for haptics, I picked my Mystic Metals. Oh no, I think I forgot to open them. Shoot. So anyway, I opened some things. I haven't opened the actual tarot yet. But I'm going to just show you. Do you have anything open? I have the dice open. Oh, and I have... Are these the planets? No, these are the witches' runes. So I have the witches' runes open, and I have the tarot. But I chose these for haptics because there's something I can physically touch and play with and have fun with. I'm super excited about this. But I just got back, so I haven't had time to play with everything. I haven't even got everything open, but these are the chakras. Chakra coins. So I just think this is going to be super fun. And this is my sense of haptics. And they came with some little charms. Oh, and then what's this one? Prudence, charity, hope, and faith, probably. Faith and hope. So it's cool. It's a neat little set. And I really felt like having something that I could just have my hands on and play with that way. So I'm really excited about this. And they are doing another Kickstarter right now. This was a Kickstarter I backed. And now they're doing one with more colors than they had. They had only had gold and silver before, and I picked silver. But now they're doing one that has, I think, 4 or 5 different types of metals. And I think this is open for another week. So if you like this kind of thing, these are available right now. And it is a cool haptic type tarot experience. So that's my pick for haptics. And sorry I don't have the tarot open yet. I'll show you that at some other point in time. And I love these dice. They're super cool. Oh, the sirens are going. I'm outside. I came home and it's just gorgeous here. This time of year, before it gets really hot here. And it is just beautiful. It's mid-70s and it's not too hot yet, and I love it. So the next deck, the next prompt is Beautiful Incenses, and I picked the Lioness Oracle Tarot. And this deck is absolutely beautiful and a very sensual deck, and you can just feel the senses in this deck. And it's got a lot of roses and lions, and it's such a beautiful collage. I absolutely love this deck, and ever since I got it, I've just loved it, never got sick of it, use it all the time. It's just special, and definitely a deck for the senses, and it's got lovely cardstock. It's got the beautiful roses on the back of it. It's just kind of perfect. And it's exactly what I wanted it to be. So it's one of my beautiful decks for sure. Doesn't that feel like fire? It feels like a lake of fire. And then you can just almost feel like the calmness of the water right there. And peacefulness. And then that airiness there. And the fire energy with all the leopards and the roses. It's just, I just think it does a good job. I feel the fire in that card really evoking those senses of the elements in this deck and of where it is. And it's really kind of amazing. And this was done when Alejandra, who's the creator, had a lot of loss of some family members in her life. So she was using the roses, and she created this to work out her grief. And it is pretty special. So I really love this one. I think this is kind of the perfect choice for the prompt. Oh, did I? So that is the Lioness Oracle Tarot. I forgot a prompt. Beautiful in meaning. And for that, I picked the Tabula Monday by M.M. Moline. So this deck has so many layers of meaning in it. This is matte for adjustment and balancing the scales. And she's a human fulcrum. And if something makes the scale off, it's immediately adjusted. And it's not meant to be punishment, or it's just meant to be a correction. But there's so many layers, and this has so many ties to so many other things and other cards in the deck. And each card in this deck is like that. And it just has, uses a lot of the same philosophy that Crowley used when he made the Thoth deck. And I know M.M. Moline read a lot of like the Book of the Law and some of the other books before creating this. And you can really tell in this deck. And it has those meanings, but it's portrayed in a different way. And it's just layered with so many cool meanings. And it's, to me, and just an amazing deck. And I'm super impressed. So I love this deck. And I have multiple versions and sizes and altar cards. I have the black and white one. And those just look like the coins we were just playing with. They're discs. And this, 5 of discs. The chains binding, the turntable that's smoking, the disc I think is cracked on the bottom there. The elephant is standing on the key, and there's 5 elephants there. So just layers upon layers of meaning. I talk about the meanings behind some of these cards in my decking videos, and I won't do that today because we don't have a lot of time. But anyway, I also just think this is an incredibly beautiful deck. And I love the wormhole behind the Magus, and the Arthurian sword, and that the disc is a record, and that the wand has a crystal, and the cup is there, and it's just got everything but portrayed in a very unique way. So very cool deck. And the Emperor has the hive for the honeybees, and the Empress has honeybees around her, and it's just layered with meaning. So very, very cool. Tabula Monday. Love this deck. Definitely a favorite deck of mine. So you got to see some of my very favorites during this. And also, look at the backs. The backs are just amazing. Beautiful. Also layered with meaning, of course. So I think that's it. Thanks for watching. And I will link Christine's video down below. I just watched it. It was such a lovely video. It was just so sweet. So I will link that, and you can watch her video and hopefully do a response. See ya.